So it's been 5 long years since I've been home to Canada. That's a long time to be away from the place you grew up and the people you grew up with. So I figured it's finally time to surprise my mom. But before I pack up and go, there are a few challenges in my way before I can surprise her. See, surprising my mom is only part of the reason I'm going to Canada. The other reason is that I've been hired to shoot a video in Toronto, but the problem with that is that I'm not from Toronto. I'm from Ottawa, a 5-hour drive away, which by Canadian standards is just next door. But the challenge is that if you don't have a car in Canada, you are going nowhere because it's not as convenient to get around as it is here in Taiwan or most Asian countries, really. So to overcome that challenge, I've invited my niece, my nephew, and both my sisters to Toronto to enjoy the city and, more selfishly, to give me a ride to Toronto. But that creates a second challenge. I have to be in Canada for 3 whole days with my mom not knowing that I'm so close by. The third big challenge is the flight itself. So, about to go to Canada. I'm feeling anxious and nervous, I think as a lot of people do when they're about to get on the airplane. I'm gonna start my timer now just to see how long this is gonna take. And left for Canada to see if I can complete all these challenges and finally surprise my mom. I finally landed at Toronto Pearson and my little sister picked me up, and as the baby of the family, she's subject to the most amount of teasing. My little sister just picked me up from the taxi lane. I used to think this city was huge, and looking at it now, it's like hilariously small.
What do you mean it's massive? There's a CN. You can't see it because it's so foggy.
CN Tower up there. This is my little sister Diane. What's it like having me away for so long?
Pretty shitty. Not gonna lie.
She laughed.
Well, it's true. Now that we're like both getting older, around the same age, we move away.
We've always been around the same age.
I mean, like older, sorry. That made sense.
But she can handle it. She's outgoing and a lot of fun. And you can tell my excitement when I finally got to the hotel to see my big sister. Hello. Obviously, I was a lot more excited to see her than my voice let on, but by the time I stopped the clock, it had been 32 hours, and so I was pretty tired. I finally made it home. I'm in Toronto, which is not technically my home, but I'm here with my sisters at this swank Airbnb exploring the city before we go home to Ottawa to surprise my mom. Crazy being back in Toronto. I haven't been here in like 10 years. And there's just nobody outside on the streets. It's like a weirdly, eerily empty city. But even better, like I mentioned before, she brought her own kids, my niece and nephew, who I get to see even less. And it was great to explore the city with them, and I figured it's a good time for them to try Taiwanese tea for the first time. And in fact, the first time tasting more exotic fruits by Canadian standards like papaya. So do you get milk tea a lot?
I used to, but I don't really anymore, honestly.
Not really? Why?
It's expensive.
You should come to Taiwan to have it every day almost. So that's Gua Niu Nai, papaya milk. Do you like it?
It's really sweet. I like that.
Your first time having papaya, right? Mm-hmm. Do you want to try the mango one to see which one you want?
Sure.
Oh, I didn't get a straw. Sorry.
I want this.
Right.
I love
Fair
mango.
enough.
Papaya's good, but I love mango.
Yeah, wait till you get like an actual papaya you can try. And it was great because we got to explore the markets around Toronto, and in this part of the world they're my favorite because of their endless supply of meats and, most importantly, cheese. That's what you come home for. Cheese. That's it.
Cheese.
I'm not here for my sisters, my niece, my nephew.
It's here for
None
cheese
of it.
and meat.
Just cheese and meat. Exploring the city was done, staying in our swanky hotel was fun. I got to shoot my video in Toronto, and the whole time my mom had no idea I was so close by. All of my challenges were quickly becoming completed, but there was one more person I really wanted to see, my grandmother. She lives, again, by Canadian standards, pretty close to Toronto, and grandparents are the worst part about living abroad by a lot. Not seeing your grandparents as often as you should makes the decision of living abroad glaringly selfish. See, my grandfather passed away a few weeks before I got to Canada, so seeing my grandmother was of an even higher importance to me. So we got in the car in Toronto and went to go see her.
Yeah.
Hi, Grandma.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
Surprise.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good.
Here's Diane.
Hi. Hi, Grandma. Hi. Good. How are you? Good. How are you? Good.
Good to see you. You look
You're
good.
visiting.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I came all the way from Taiwan.
that.
I think the most difficult part of it is that you don't know if this is the last time you'll ever see them again. And so on the rare occasions that you do go home to see them, it almost feels like you have to grieve for them before they even ever really pass away, because to you, they're kind of already gone when you go back to whatever country you're living in. It's a really weird feeling to have, and I don't really know how to explain it, but it's made even worse when you see how Taiwanese people interact with their grandparents, because Taiwanese people are very close to their grandparents, and the thought of being away from them for an extended period of time is considered almost like a betrayal. It's ridiculous, and it makes me feel all the more selfish for being away. And so thinking about it makes me incredibly sad, but I'm also very happy that I got to see her. And finally, it was time to drive to Ottawa so I can surprise my mom. Is everybody ready? Places are set.
Pumped. Golden child returns. I don't know what her reaction's gonna be.
She shall place me back in my manger. I'm in Orleans where I grew up, and it's crazy to see it. It's all like developing and expanding, and it's just not how I remember it from when I was a kid. But I'm about to go surprise my mom in her house, see how she reacts. Hi, Mom.
My favorite tool. What the hell?
Surprise.
Well, Jesus, I can't even talk. That's a surprise. Shut up.
Does it all make sense?
You said November.
Well, yeah, but then I had a job in Toronto, so they picked me up.
Does it make sense now, Mom?
So you guys knew he was coming.
Yeah,
I'll kill the both of you.
We've been with him since Thursday.
I'll kill the both of you. Holy Jesus, I'm so excited now I can't even. Oh my, I'm so excited I can hardly.
I just surprised Mom. Her first question when I came in the door was, "What'd Alan get me?"
You can have him back. I wanted something from you. They surprised me, that's for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's got a bottle of something in his bag for you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll try that.
Bye, Alan.
Thanks, it's like he's with Koo, another YouTuber in Taiwan.
Oh, I thought it was a cat.
No, he's French.
Oh, well, Alan, as long as you got somebody to sleep with.
Yeah. Alright, I'll let you go and I'll let Koo get some rest. I just figured I'd call you because she was asking about you.
Here's to you.
Yeah. By the way, while I have you, if you also think Koo is a cat, then hit the subscribe button. Or, you know, if not, just do it anyway. Kind of a niche audience I'm targeting there. But anyways, I also got to go and see my father, and the energy was palpable. Father?
Howdy. Everything's
Good. How are you? Good. Yeah, I guess my father's side of the family is a lot more strict, stoic, and quiet, and less emotional, as you can see from this strict and stoic mustache I've magically grown halfway through the video. It's beautiful, I know, thank you. But I never really noticed this until I started showing this video to some friends of mine before you guys were able to see it, and they were shocked at just how not excited we were seemingly to see each other, but that's just kind of the way we are. We're not exactly a hugging type of family. I guess we're decidedly more Taiwanese in that regard, with sort of the lack of affection that we show to each other, but it's just normal for us. I was, of course, very happy to see my dad. He took me and my little sister out to play golf, which he absolutely kicked our asses at. And then he took us to play pool, which he, again, kicked our asses at. So, thanks, Dad. Seeing my family again after all these years was great, but also it's a bit bittersweet. I mean, of course I miss them, and of course I was very happy to see them, but at the same time, like I said earlier in the video, it makes you feel a lot more selfish for being away, for being abroad. This is the life I decided to live, it's the life I chose, and so I have to live with those consequences. But it's just something I think people maybe take for granted when they live in their home country with their family. They see them all the time. You know, assume your parents live to 80, a pretty average age, I guess, for Canada. You only really get to see your parents like 50, 60 more times. For me, it's even less. That is not a lot of days. So what are you gonna do with them for the short amount of time that you actually have them? It's not something I think a lot of people think about when they live at home because they see their parents all the time and maybe get to see them a lot more than I do. But I guess my point is like making every day count that you spend with them, because once you get past a certain age, you see them less and less. It's similar to that old analogy of like, you know, one day you and your friends were playing together for the last time and none of you knew it. It's similar to that. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you stay tuned next week because I'm gonna hang out with my best friend from Canada, Kaylee. We're gonna go explore, drink some milk tea, and just, you know, do Canada stuff. I don't know if it's interesting to you guys, but I hope so. But that'll be next week. So stay positive, keep your stick in the ice, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.